All right, good morning everybody. Another Tuesday morning, and same as last Tuesday, we're going to be going up to Waverly and Nichols, New York. Yesterday was just a shuttle day up to Nanticoke 3 times, so I didn't bring the cameras out because I thought it was going to be uneventful. Well, it was anything but. We had early morning snow squall right when I was hooking up to my first load that caused all kind of problems in and around the Hazleton area that I'll tell you about later on, but right now we're pre-trip. We're just about ready to go. All we got to do is go cruise the parking lot, find our trailer that we're going to hook up to, and then we're going to get going. It's cold out. It's windy. It's always windy up here, but 'tis the season, I guess. Alright, so once again we're in a holding pattern here. I had to call night dispatch to get my load information for today because it wasn't sent last night. So got them to do that. They sent me the dispatch, got my trailer number. It's dropped in the yard. When we pick up here, they're dropped in the yard or they're still in the dock, but either way, then we hook up to them. There's a bill box on the front of the trailer, on the nose of the trailer, where the bill of lading should be. Open that up, no bill of lading. So I got the correct trailer because it wasn't sealed, so I was able to go to the back, open up the doors. The load is going where I'm supposed to be going. It is what it's supposed to be, but no bill of lading in the back of the trailer. So evidently somebody last night dropped the ball. After they loaded this and pulled it out of a dock and put it in the yard, they forgot to leave the bill of ladings with the load. So here I am again, waiting. Getting a little bit frustrating, all these balls that are being dropped, and I don't know, but just got in touch with my dispatcher, and he said he'd call me in 20 minutes, so we'll see what's going to happen. But boy, oh boy, every time I bring these cameras out, but even on days I don't bring the cameras out, there's some kind of a problem. It's like I said in the last couple videos, it seems like I've been getting a lot of loads with problems attached to them. All right, so we are
left at the traffic light.
So we're on the move. We got our bills. Somebody came in and got them out of the office. They just forgot to put them in the trailer like they were supposed to. So we're on the move. What time is it? 6:26. So probably about 45 minutes later than we should have, but it is what it is. It is kind of frustrating when this stuff keeps happening over and over again. Last week they had switched trailers on me and nobody bothered to tell anybody, so I didn't know, nobody knew. This week they didn't put the bills in the trailer. The week before that, the driver that had picked up the load didn't put the bills in the trailer, the proper bills in the trailer. He put a scale ticket in there, but he didn't put the proper bills in there.
1.5 miles. Turn left on I-81 North.
So I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for words, but it is really starting to get frustrating. Alright, so we climbed the mountain up over Clark Summit, coming down the other side outside of Scranton, heading on up toward New York State and the Binghamton area. Looks like it's going to be a cloudy day today. I was hoping that we'd have a partly sunny day and an interesting sky day, but it looks like it's just going to be mostly cloudy. And that's normal for winter time around these parts. If you live in mid-Atlantic, especially the Northeast in New England, you're going to see many more cloudy days than you're going to see bright sunny days. It's just kind of the way it is, unless you get a really cold Arctic air mass. If you get a cold Arctic air mass, then sometimes you'll string together a bunch of nice days, but on a whole, winter is cloudier than it is sunny. It's just the opposite of summer. In summer, the jet stream is farther north, and we get more sun than we do clouds. And then, of course, then we get the thunderstorms. Here we get more of a, I don't know, just the way winter is. It's more cloudy than sunny. You need multiple days of cloudy days to one sunny day. So it gets a little dreary. I mean, that's all part of the winter depression. You know, the days are short, doesn't get light till 7:30, gets dark at 5 o'clock, and then it's overcast for most of the day if it's not raining or snowing. And the cold, and the other thing that we've been having the last few years is lots of wind. The last 2 days we had 40-mile-an-hour winds, 50-mile-an-hour winds. I think Sunday afternoon, most weather stations recorded 50-mile-an-hour winds. So that also comes along with the territory of wintertime is the winter winds. So I don't know, maybe we'll see some peaks of sun up here later on today, but Binghamton is notoriously a cloudy area too. So I'm not going to hold out much hope, but I could be wrong. Maybe we get blessed with a nice sunny afternoon ride back down, or late morning ride back down. It's 7:30 right now. We're 45 miles from Binghamton, so has us getting there at 8:51 till we unload, which is a live unload, and then get back there to Nichols. And I don't know, last time we were there we got lucky, it was a drop and hook. I don't know if it's going to be a drop and hook today or if it's going to be a live unload today or a live load today, but we'll see. So could be a long day, it could be a short day, or it could be a short day with an extra run tacked on once we get back down to Hazleton. Don't know till it actually happens. Well, for once we are in Binghamton and it's not either foggy, raining, or snowing. It is gray and overcast, but it's dry. So figured I'd run this camera again and show it to you without any kind of haze messing with the view of the mountains and stuff around it, because I don't know, I couldn't live here because it's too gray and too cloudy and too snowy in the winter months, but I think it sits in a pretty area. Nice old city, upstate New York charm, but just the climate's a little on the harsh side up here for my liking, but it is pretty. So this is where we duck off at 81. They stay on 81. It'll eventually take us up to Syracuse. But we're going to head west on 86 toward Corning.
Be in either of the two left lanes.
Yes, ma'am. I will stay in one of the two left lanes. This is all new. 10-15 years ago, this was a whole different kind of freeway interchange here. It was all reconstructed. It took them a while to do it, but it's finally finished now. Broader, more sweeping curves.
Continue on I-86.
I do remember the old interchange here. The ramps were narrower. I think they a little bit tighter turning radius. But I don't remember it all that well because, like I said, it's been at least 10 years now, I guess, since they started working on this. And it's been finished for a while. Probably before I went to Arizona it was finished, but I wasn't coming up this way, so I hadn't been up here for a while prior to a few weeks ago or a couple months ago when I first came out here. And since we're only allowed to do the speed limit's 55 and most everybody else wants to do 65 or 70, we will just get over here in this right lane this morning. A pretty steep hill up there. Last of those houses, and the hill gets really steep. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I can see it. Now, of course, course, these two are going to come up, and they're going to come up slow. One's going to take off, and one's going to hold back. But see how fast everybody wants to go? I'm doing 56, actually. And everybody in that center lane moving right along pretty good. Now, if I could go with the flow of traffic, I would stay out there because, as you know, and I've told you about in the past, I don't usually like riding in the right lane in metropolitan areas because of the get on and get off ramps. Too much going on in this lane, where if you're in that center lane, a little less conflict. So 36 miles to the exit that we need. See, here comes another one. The timing is just perfect. Now, are they going to gas on it and go, or are they going to hold back? Come on, go. I believe we are coming up on Vestal, which is one of the little suburbs of Binghamton. Vestal, Endicott City, Endwell, or Johnson City. I don't know, there might be Endicott City here too, but Johnson City. All right, so since our receiver does not have a public restroom or a restroom that drivers can use, we had to make a stop here to take care of some business before we get to our receiver, which is about 18 miles away, 16 miles till we get off the freeway, and then another mile or so, 2 miles to the customer's doorstep. So I don't know what everybody's stance is on that, but I think there should always be a restroom available for drivers. I don't know what the harm is in it, other than the fact that some drivers make a mess of restrooms, and maybe they've encountered that in the past, and they just decided they're not going to let drivers use them anymore.
On Southern Tier Expressway.
For whatever reason, they don't allow drivers to use the restroom there, so we needed to stop at that little rest area there and take care of our business. So 9 a.m. arrival time now that we stopped and had to take a little walk there, but it'll be all right. Like I said, it would be nice if our reload in Nichols was drop and hook like it was last week, but that's a 50-50 shot. It could be, it could not be. We will see when we get there, but first we got to deliver what we've got in the wagon right now. So all right, so we are here. We've been here about 15 minutes, and she put the plate in the trailer and she's going to start unloading me now. So I don't know how long it takes. It took about a half hour, 40 minutes the last time they unloaded me here, so probably about the same amount of time this time. But if you look over my shoulder, looks like there's some blue sky starting to show up out there. So I think these are just like low scud clouds that, as the sun gets higher and the day gets longer, they'll burn off, and maybe we will have some nice sunshine later on for the ride home. So we will see. Yep, we are definitely starting to see some clearing skies, at least for the time being. Now, the forecast said that clouds were going to increase later this afternoon again, because we're going to get some rain and snow overnight into tomorrow morning. But for now, you can see the clouds are breaking up, getting some blue skies, something I don't see too much of this time of year, like I said. All right, so we're empty and rolling. It took just a little over 1 hour from check-in to closing the doors and getting out of there. So not bad for a live unload. And we're going to chase a little bit of sunlight here. Hopefully we get into it. We're going to be hit and miss. Of course, it's going to be partly cloudy, as you can see, but we're going to catch it here. not too often. You know, we got the sunshine up here, but here's a little bit of it. So anyway, we got to go to exit 63, get off to go to where we're going to pick up there in Nichols. GPS wants me to go to exit 64 to Owego and head on back some funky back roads to get there that aren't truck legal, because it thinks the road that is truck legal is not truck legal. It's kind of funny. I don't know how it thinks the way it thinks, but it does. So here we are across the Susquehanna River again. Crossed this thing a number of times in our travels when we get out of Hazleton. So not very wide up here like it is down Harrisburg, but nonetheless, that's the Susquehanna River. I don't know what this is here. This might be a road. No, it might be part of it. Might split onto an island or something like that, but at any rate, like I said, not bad. An hour to unload, and we're rolling at 10:17 now. Has us getting there at 10:45 till we check in and see what's what. Hopefully it is a drop and hook, but that remains to be seen. Our dispatches don't tell us whether they're dropping hooks or live unloads like some other companies do, so we gotta wait until we get there to find out. This one is a hit and miss. This one can be a drop and hook if they preloaded it, or I can sit there and wait while they load it. So we will see when we get there. All right, so here is our exit. She wants me to go to exit 64, but we get off exit 63 here to get to where we need to be. And she's gonna bark at me down here at this stop sign. She's gonna tell me to go straight across, get back on the freeway.
Take the ramp ahead.
See what I mean? And she may bark at me and tell me that this road is restricted. I mean, it is not restricted. There are warehouses back. You got the truck stop here, and you got like 3 or 4 warehouses back here. This road is not restricted. Maybe at one time it was, but it isn't now. Now, she's not going to actually yell at me, but she's popped up a thing on the sidebar that says 16-ton weight limit, and it isn't. And you can see the trucks coming out of here. You can see the warehouse to our right. So I guess before these warehouses were built, this probably was a weight restricted road. So how, I mean, they've been here for a while, so I don't know how the GPS doesn't know that this is the way in and out now. I'll show you where she wants me to come out. I would have gone down to exit 64, which is about 6 miles down the road, and then wound around some country 2 lanes to get back here. It's right up here, I think, around this bend. What is it called? Smith Creek Road is where she would have me come out. See this yellow sign pointing that there's a left-hand intersection here, or left-hand side road. So yeah, it's right here before we go around the left-hand bend. There's Smith Creek Road, and there's a big sign there that says weight limit 10 tons. No semi-trucks, but that's the way she would have run me to get here. I would have been making a left off of that road onto this road.
1/4 mile. Arrive at Crown Park, Nichols, New York, on the left.
So once she realizes I'm not going to follow her directions, then she brings me in the right way, but I don't get it. So we've been here before. I showed you this a few times. First time we were here, it was foggy and rainy and misty and miserable, but today not so bad. Now we just have to see. We'll park right by the shipping office, go check in, and then see what they want us to do. Sometimes they'll have us drop the trailer right
Arriving
where
at
it's
Crown
at.
Park, Nichols, New York, on the left.
That's what I did the last time I was here because I was dropping a hook and he didn't have me even go put it in the yard. He said, drop it right there. He says, our yard guy will put it away. So, okay. So we will see what we got. I don't know if there's any drop trailers here or not for us. Oh, there's a dumpster there though now. That's different. I don't recall that. But yeah, usually we park up here by where the employees park. And then we'll see what we're gonna do. Check in. Might actually, maybe I'll go, no, we'll park here. Maybe I'll move it over next to those guys if that's what he wants me to do. But anyway, we are here and we're gonna go check in and see what's up. All right, so we're here and this was indeed a drop and hook, so we kind of got lucky again. It very well could have been a live load. First time I was up here was a live load. I think the second time I was up here was a live load too, but then the last one and now this one were both dropping hooks, and we actually scored pretty well too because we got one of our brand new trailers. I mean, it's not brand spanking new, but it's probably only about 4 or 5 months old, so it is one of our newer trailers. So what started out as a crappy day actually up to this point has turned into a pretty decent day. So all we gotta do now is head back is stop down there at Gibson and get fuel, and then head back to the warehouse. So we're gonna get going here in a few minutes and talk to you as we make our way back home. Welcome back to the Keystone. We're in this construction zone with this wavy road that's gonna throw us all over the place. Ugh, this is very rough through here. I know it's not the final layer, but it's very, very rough through here. In fact, the speed limit's 65, but I back out of it just a little bit because it just really throws you around. All right, here's where we jump off the freeway and get ourselves some go-go juice. Top off. I was planning on getting it here. Wow, I forgot how short this ramp was and how sharp it is too. And like I said, it had been a while since I got off this exit to get fuel. I was going to get fuel here regardless, but the company threw it on the dispatch, so that works out pretty good. Now, normally, this one is not usually a cluster. But we will see. I don't think that four-wheeler really wanted to stop, even though that was a four-way stop sign. We got Walmart going in here. We got Venezia going in here.
Arriving at Flying J Travel Center on the right.
Looks like there's a number of pumps that are actually open. Just which one do we want to take? See which one is Venezia taking. That flatbed there backing up. What's he backing up for? Where's he going? Now, like I said, this is usually not a cluster. Alright, where are you going? Venezia is not going to fuel. Alright. I was going to take the one this flatbed or step deck went into. But now Venezia is going to stop up there. Let's just hope that he's not here longer than I am. Alright, we're here. All right, we're fueled and ready to leave. And we got here at a pretty good time because now all the pumps are full. So I was off by a half hour with my estimate. I thought we'd get back there about 2 o'clock. It says 1:32. This guy's flying, so we're just gonna let he come out of his spot, and he was rip roaring, so we just let him go first. Kind of impatient. It says we're gonna get back there 1:32. I thought it was gonna be 2 o'clock, so it's a little earlier than I wanted to get back, because that gives them time to find me something else to do. And after the morning that I had this morning and the last few times, once I do one of these longer trips like this, I kind of like it to be it for the day, so that when I get back there and I deliver this load, I'd like to just park it and go home. But at 1:30 is going to be a little bit too early, and I have a feeling, and I may be wrong. I mean, there may not,
then keep right.
There may not be anything else, and I will go home. But the chances are he's got there's something to do at 1:30. So we will see. I guess, I mean, I could...
Keep right to I-81.
I could get into a discussion about how I'm feeling about trucking lately. I don't know whether to do it during one of my videos, end of my videos, or another time outright as a standalone video, but really starting to develop a love-hate relationship with this industry. And this morning was a prime example of just how things go wrong, and it gets frustrating.
Continue on I-81.
I mean, the rest of the day has gone pretty good, so now I'm kind of not in a bad mood anymore, and I'm kind of liking it. It's a light load, easy driving, there's no wind, the sun is shining, so the day has gotten better, but on a whole, I'm just getting into a love-hate relationship with this industry, getting burned out, 33 years into it. And sometimes I wish I could hang up the keys and get out from behind the steering wheel and do something else where I don't have to worry about traffic except my commute to work. Don't have to worry about what kind of weather we're going to have except for my commute to work, and whether I can cut the grass after work or on the weekends. Don't have to worry about snowstorms and ice storms and black ice, and the ever-decreasing skill level of the drivers out here, both four-wheelers and big truck drivers. Everybody's in a hurry. Everybody lacks common sense. Not everybody. I mean, it seems like almost everybody's in a hurry, but a lot of people lack common sense, and it's the way things are anymore. There's a lot of days that are just frustrating. If it's not one thing, it's another. Sometimes I wish I could just get in my Jeep, travel my 20, 30, 40 minutes to work, park that thing, and not have to worry about driving and traffic until it's time to punch out and go home. So I don't know. I'm getting to that point. So, I guess it turned out that I started talking about it now, other than making a standalone video. So, but that's how I'm feeling, and I don't know what the future is going to hold for me. As far as staying in trucking, getting out of trucking, or at some point getting into a different genre of trucking. I don't know. I wouldn't mind getting into an office environment, even as a dispatcher. But I'm telling you, at times I think I see these gate guards and stuff, and I talked to one time, and when he told me what he makes per hour, I was kind of surprised I could live on what he makes per hour. It's not as bad as you'd think it would be, and maybe it's just his company, but he was doing pretty good. So I don't know, just random thoughts going through my head right now of whether I want to stay in this industry or get out of it and do something else. At any rate, the weather's nice, the road is dry, the load is light, and we're making our way back down to Hazleton. So we'll talk to you later on down there. think earlier in the video I had said how the skies were supposed to clear, we were supposed to be partly sunny, and then the clouds were going to increase this afternoon and this evening ahead of a little storm that was going to bring us some rain and snow showers overnight. Well, there's the clouds. Our nice day is soon going to be over. Right now the sun's still out, but you can see those clouds off to the southwestern horizon. Actually, we're heading west at the moment right now. So yeah, southwestern horizon, that's where the clouds are coming from. That's where the storm is coming from. Temperature's 47 degrees, so even warmer than last time I talked to you, so it's getting close to 50. But those clouds are going to roll in, and then, like I said, tonight, chance for rain and snow showers, I guess, after dark and into the morning hours tomorrow. So I don't know if I'm going to wake up to a wet ground or a white ground. And I had the cruise control on. It's supposed to hold me back from the cars in front of me. It seems like it wants to catch up to this little Telluride. I run the cruise, and this is one of the things that isn't exactly safe, but because we're supposed to adhere so close to the speed limit, when I go through here, I set the cruise and keep me at 55 miles an hour, and then I won't get in trouble. But you know, the traffic is heavy, and sometimes that's not the best idea in the world. But with the adaptive cruise, it slows you down, so that's why I kind of use it. And right or wrong, it just keeps me from getting going, because when I don't use it, suddenly I'm going 62, 63 miles an hour with the flow of traffic, and get a phone call if we do that too much, because they want us to stick close to the speed limit. So now it slowed me down, actually too much, but I don't know who's the slowpoke up here, but we're only doing 49 mile an hour now. I actually got to get on my brakes. JB Hunt, XPO, everybody getting off this exit here. Old Dominion, they're all getting off here up the mountaintop, I guess.